Welcome back. It's open source. I'm here with Eman Nafisa. Let's talk brands. What are brands looking for these days?
Brand today, they really want authenticity and alignment. They're not just going to work with you because you are a well-known name or you have a lot of followers. They want someone who can share their values and speak to their target audiences and bring real influence, not just numbers, because a lot of the time they're wanting to move products. So they're not going to work with, say, someone who isn't a runner. They're not going to tell them to promote these shoes. So storytelling and meaningful representation are so key, and it just trying to share your story that relates to their audience and crafting that narrative that their audience can relate to and say, "Oh yes, this person is really engaged with this brand. I see that they're passionate about it. I see that they use it in their everyday life. I'm going to go buy this."
Is this another reason that you say people really should be genuine because their their level of genuineness is essentially being parsed by brands? That's kind of what they're selling is who they really are, right?
Right, right. I think it was Chrissy Teigen. She was speaking during, I want to say it was Brand Week or Ad Week. And she was saying how there are a lot of celebrities and influencers that will push products that they don't even use, that they don't even like. And she was saying how it's so important to her for it to be something authentic that she truly believes in and loves. And I resonated with that so much because she's so right. I can tell when you don't like a product or when you're not passionate about something. Everyone else can as well. So it's just you don't want to do things because okay, this is a partnership. I want my name on this, or even for the money. You want it because this is something you're passionate about. Because people can see when you're passionate, and people can see when you're not.
It's an interesting conversation, right? Because it's like social media has disrupted everything. Before, if people only saw you if you were like, I don't know, on a commercial or in a movie or something like that, maybe you could just like play a character essentially, because how many people would ever get a chance to meet you? But in the social media age, in the age where everybody has a camera, if you're lying, like you're gonna get caught somewhere, right?
Right, right. There's cameras everywhere these days. You don't know who's filming what or what's going where. And so that's why it's so important to be as authentic as you can. And when I talk about authenticity, I don't, like I said, I don't mean you need to overshare and tell us everything that's going on, every trauma you've ever lived, every bad thing that ever happened to you, because those are your stories and we don't have a right to hear that. No matter, even if you're not a celebrity, we don't have a right to anyone's trauma or their life, etc. But I just feel being authentic and what makes you feel comfortable, that is where your audience resonates.
But don't lie, because you will get caught.
Don't lie.
So I always say, I never lie to women
Exactly.
because I don't know why they're smarter than men and they always know the truth. Let's talk metrics.
We do.
What sorts of metrics matter? Do they matter? They must matter a bit, right?
Bobby, I am so excited to talk about this.
Mm.
So, engagement metrics, they matter, but not as much as they do for influencers. Celebrities and influencers aren't the same, but especially in that area. So, when celebrities are judged by social media engagement rates, it's comparing apples to oranges. Most of their audience isn't looking for daily updates. They're interested in their movies, their albums, their performances, or public appearances, not necessarily their Instagram posts. Whereas with influencers, people are following them on social media because that is their main job. That's where you connect with them. For example, consider this. An A-list actor might post sporadically once every few months, but still draw millions to a movie. Will the strength of that post make or break their box office numbers? No, because the project itself is the brand, not the post. And if you think about it, a lot of the older generation still isn't on social media, but they love their celebrities, they love their actors. They're the first in line to go buy that movie ticket. So that is something to remember.
Is there a hybrid? Is that a thing? You're kind of like half a celebrity, half an influencer. Is that possible?
I feel like that is possible. It just depends on who. It's a conversation I continually have with brands when they ask for engagement rates of my clients. I always say my clients are not influencers, they're celebrities. Like people know this name. They're in this movie, they're in this TV show, they're filming a big thing right now. They are on the magazine cover. So yeah, they matter, but I've been doing a lot of pushback on because we do not want celebrities to be seen as influencers. Influencers aren't a bad
Right.
thing. People get riled up about this, but they're two very different things. And like I said, the
And that
celebrity body,
right.
the work speak for itself.
And that's why you need Eman Nafisa on open source.